I was born into an analog world, but as I grew up, the world around me became more and more digital as satellite TV overtook normal aerial TV, CDs replaced vinyl, and mobile phones replaced landlines. But what is it that makes this digital communication better than the older analog methods? That's not a rhetorical question. Hit pause and see if you can think up a few reasons why digital is better than analog. Now, hopefully you got a few things there, so have another go now. What are some of the things that make digital worse than analog? Because it's not all roses. So weighing those up, which is better? Now, I suggest that you do read up and find out a detailed comparison between them. Textbook will be a good source for that. But for me, these are the headlines. Analog can provide a perfect reproduction. A newly created recording on a vinyl record can be a far better quality than a CD. The analog nature allows it to match the original perfectly. A digital recording throws information away. However, every time you play a vinyl record, you damage it, scratching it with a needle. It's not long until it sounds worse than the CD. The digital CD sounds as good as new after thousands of listens. Now, as good as new is not perfect, but it is as good as new. And this is because digital signals have a killer feature. They can be regenerated. Okay, note that down, regeneration. Now, regeneration means that if the digital signal is damaged in some way, it can be repaired. Well, repaired is the wrong word to use here, and let's see why by comparing noise in analog and digital signals. I've got an analog signal here, nice and smooth. Let's add some noise. Okay, now, imagine you only saw this version of it. It would be impossible to know if the signal was noisy or if it was actually meant to be like this. Now, let's do the same with a digital signal. Add some noise. Now, in a digital signal, the only allowed values are 1 and 0. Even with the noise, I can be confident that this was meant to be 1 and this 0. That lets me regenerate the signal. I'm not going to try to repair this and smooth it out. That's pretty hard to do. Instead, I just redraw it. Perfect regeneration so noise can be eliminated. And that is the killer feature of digital. Now, to create our digital signal, we're going to need some analog to digital conversion, which is what we're going to cover in the next lesson video.